All right, here we go, pre-algebra students. These are your notes for section 7.5 from your textbook. Our learning objectives today are to memorize a formula for percent of change, and not only memorize the formula, but be able to apply the formula to correctly compute the percent of change. So you're going to learn a new formula. You're basically going to have to memorize it, but that's not good enough. You're also going to have to be able to use it, apply the formula, use the formula to actually compute some answers to some problems. Okay, so the main word today, or main words, percent of change. That's the main topic. So you should have a question. What is percent of change? And here's the definition. It's the increase or decrease. It's the amount of increase or decrease compared to an original amount. So it's the amount that something increases or decreases compared to the original. So that's very important here. How much did it increase or decrease? But that's not enough. We want to compare that to the original amount. So that's the original amount is what you're comparing to. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we find the increase or decrease? And how do we compare it to the original? Well, there's a formula to follow. And here's the formula. The percent of change, that's the symbol for percent of change. What you do is first you just find the amount of change, the amount that something changes. How much did it change? And then divide that divided by the original amount, because you're comparing it to the original. So the original amount goes down in the denominator. All right, so there's your formula that you're basically going to have to memorize. Okay? You can't use the formula if you don't know the formula. So you're going to have to quiz yourself and practice some problems and hopefully get it into your long-term memory. All right, let's see if we can use the formula. So in example 1, we first find how much did this change, whatever this is. Okay, so apparently whatever this is, let's say it's a price maybe, was $150 at the beginning, because that's original means at the beginning. It was 150 bucks. And then the new price, it changed. It's now 189. So it used to be 150 bucks. And now it's gone up to 189. So we're trying to find the percent of change. So we use the formula. So the percent of change is, first thing you do is find out how much did it change. How much did it change? So if it started at 150 and ends up at 189, how much did it change from 150 to 189? Isn't that a change of 39? Right? It went up, it increased 39. And then in the denominator, it's always, 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 always the original. Always the original. That's the most common mistake kids make. So, 150? Yep, that's the original. Not 189, that's new. 150, because that's the original. It goes underneath. Okay, now this is a percent, so we have to change this fraction to a percent. All you have to do is just grab a calculator and divide. So type 39 divided by 150. And your calculator will give you a decimal, 0.26. And to change a decimal into a percent, you just move that decimal over 2 places to the right. And you will get a 26% increase, which also is important. You have to write down it as an increase or decrease. How do I know it's an increase? Well, it started at 150. It started at 150. That was the original. And the new is what it ended up at, 189. That's going up. From 150 to 189, that's going up. So it's an increase. So it changed by 39. Compare that to the original. So you divide, you get your decimal, change your decimal to a percent, and then don't forget to tell whether it went up or down. Did it increase or decrease? All right, let's try the next one. Okay, originally, whatever this was, let's say again it's a price. Originally it was 20 bucks. Originally, that means at the beginning. And now the new price is 15. Woohoo, it went down. The price went down. So let's find the percent change. So the first thing you do, on the top of your fraction, you need how much did it actually change? Did it change? How much? So from 20 to 15, that's a change. How much did it change? Well, it went down by 5. So you just put 5, though. You don't care if it's positive or negative until the end. And at the end, you say increase or decrease. So it changed by 5. Now on the bottom, always, 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 always put the original. Not the new, the original. And the original is 20. All right, now you need to change that to a percent. This is pretty simple because 20 can change into 100 really simply, really easily. Multiply it by 5. So you multiply the top by 5. You get 25 over 100, which is 25%. And don't forget to include here that it decreased. It went down. Originally it was 20, and new is 15. That's a decrease. All right, I hope this is helpful. Good luck with your homework.